for a game they adore. Nolan Arenado and Mike Trout have the unique ability to dominate a game that rejects most attempts, and they do it on both sides of the ball. Nightly, their powerful swings produce prodigious home runs, and seemingly nightly, their gloves rob joy from the opposition. They rarely get to share the same diamond, these two perennial MVP candidates from opposing leagues. Tonight, for the price of one, you get two of the sports titans. Arenado versus Trout. Rockies versus Angels. Next.
Here come the Rockies. Take a good look. You won't see it for long.
Back on the road, and the Rockies are visiting the Big A in Anaheim. 2 ball games here, and then it's a day off, and then 4 down at Petco against the Padres. The Rockies come in 71-59, a game out in the National League West. The Angels have stumbled of late. They've lost 6 consecutive games, and they come in at 63-68. Making his way to the mound, a new Angel, and that's Odrisamer Despaigne. He spent the first part of the year with the Marlins. Bud Black is very familiar with him because when he came from Cuba, he initially pitched for the San Diego Padres. And leading it off for the Rockies will be Charlie Blackmon, riding a 5-game hitting streak. Charlie had yesterday off. He's back in there in his customary top spot in the lineup. Here's the Southwest batting order for Buddy Black, who has long ties to the Angels. DJ will bat second, Cargo will bat third, Nolan in the cleanup spot, Trevor Story, and then Matt Holliday will DH. He'll bat sixth. Ian Desmond, David Dahl in left field, and Tony Walters will do the catching, and he will bat ninth. And Despaigne has been more of a reliever of late, but he's going to make another start in Angels uniform. It's his third since they picked him up.
Yeah, and it hasn't been good for him since he's been in an Angels uniform. 0-2 with a 9 ERA, 12 hits in just 8 innings pitched. His last win was April 8th. Feels a little bit like the kitchen sink at you with the cut fastball, slider, changeup. What's interesting here, though, is the fastball velocity, because it's 93 miles an hour, and watching some video on him, he can get up to 95, sometimes now 96. I don't remember that with the Padres. I don't remember that when he was pitching for Arizona. It was 90, 91, maybe touch 92 occasionally, but I think tonight, if you're looking at this as a hitter, you got to just hunt that fastball, get it up a little bit. Don't worry about any of the off-speed pitches.
Yeah, talking to Dwayne Espy and Jeff Salazar, they said the same thing. The first thing they noticed with Despaigne is that his fastball has picked up a little bit of velo since the last time the Rockies have seen him. It is a gorgeous Southern California evening, and we are set for baseball. Charlie takes the first pitch for a strike. The Rockies have done a marvelous job all year long out on the road. In fact, their road record of 37-29 is better than their home record. Rockies coming off a 3-3 homestand. Took 2 of 3 from the Padres, lost 2 of 3 against the Cardinals. Old stomping grounds for Buddy.
Yeah, a lot of time here. Now a pitching coach, won a title here.
And that's fouled off by Blackmon.
They had quite the staff here when they were rolling it out there and winning the title. They had Joe Madden on the staff. Ron Renicky was also here.
It's a great staff. Won it all in 2002. Breaking balls high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie's seen Despaigne a bunch. He's 2 for 12 against him. DJ on deck is 2 for 10. So that's one of the reasons Despaigne 3-0 against the Rockies. He's been able to handle the 2 table setters.
Yeah, he has 13 career major league wins, and 3 of them have come against the Rockies. 7 games total, so the other 4 were out of the relief, but a 2.01 ERA for Despaigne.
3-2, and that ball's club foul. 76 degrees, our game time temperature.
Just a beautiful night here.
Slightly beyond beautiful. We call it perfect.
Okay.
And it's
Chamber of Commerce night is how they also like to refer to it.
Yeah, they get a lot of those here. Outside, Charlie earns a walk to begin the ball game. And after a rough day yesterday, the first thing you want to do is get that offense jump started, maybe get out to a quick lead, something that's eluded the Rockies of late. Mike Trout is a tremendous center fielder in addition to everything he does defensively. He'll be in the middle of Eric Young Jr. Good to see EY Jr. back in the big leagues. He's in left field. Cole Calhoun is in right field. And then the great Andrelton Simmons with 3 Gold Gloves anchors that defense in the infield. DJ fouls off a bunt attempt.
It's a little bit different team, though, than what the Rockies saw when the Angels were in Colorado.
Rockies
Ian
split
Kinsler,
2.
yeah, Ian Kinsler gone.
Zach Cozart
injured.
Down. Justin Upton injured. But that man still on the top step of the dugout. 19 years. The skipper of the Angels, Mike Scioscia. And this ball's lined to left, and coming on and making the catch is EY.
Well, the Angels started the season 13-3 under Mike, and since then they've fallen off the table. They're just 50-65. You said it, Drew. They're in the midst of a 6-game losing streak. 8 out of the last 9 they've lost. Just were swept this past weekend by the Houston Astros. Scioscia, he's got quite the resume here with the Angels.
Well, he's in the final year of a 10-year deal. Here's Cargo. 1 on, 1 out. Cargo hitless in 3 at-bats against Espana. He was 1 for 4 with a double yesterday. Angels shift 3 onto the right side. And that's a strike. Well, the 2 top hitters in interleague baseball this year are in the ballpark. Mike Trout at .395. Cargo is leading the way through most of this season. He's at .393. Of course, the Rockies have had a great year against the AL. They're 12-6. The 12 wins for the Rockies, the most they've ever had against the American League. And these 2 with the Angels will be the final 2 they will play against the junior circuit.
Let's go.
1-1, and that's fouled off. Well, there was a hitting group today for the Rockies. You know, each day it changes a little bit, and it was Trevor Story, Ian Desmond, Carlos Gonzalez, and Matt Holliday in one group. That was a big boy group.
That's a group I don't belong to.
That was a group a lot of guys are bowing out of, saying, you know what, I'll hit the next group.
Or I'm just going to take it into the cage underneath the tunnel so I don't embarrass myself.
That was a big boy group. 1-2, and Cargo strikes out. And Espana has slower, and slowest.
And that's where he'll go, too, once he gets 2 strikes.
2 outs. Nolan coming up. The hometown kid. Fans, when the Rockies score 7 or more, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Liv Moss at Taco Bell. Just so steady. Nolan at .311 now. .364 average over his last 20. Way inside.
Well, that's how you rack up year after year after year of numbers like he's done. You know, whether it's home runs or RBIs. You might have 2 or 3 games where you go into a little bit of a tailspin, but it's not going to be a prolonged type of slump.
Ball's fouled off. 1-1 on Nolan. If you're wondering what kind of relationship he has with Mike Trout, they don't know each other exceptionally well. They've seen each other, you know, all-star games, that sort of thing. This ball's pulled to third, and Ward's going to go across the diamond, and the Rockies got a leadoff walk, nothing after that. When we come back, Jon Gray on the mound here at the Big A. Calhoun's going to lead things off for the Angels. Jon Gray on the mound. The Rockies in their Monday purple. And Big John, 10-7. You can look at all those numbers, but the bottom line is this. Last 9 times he has taken the baseball. At the end of the night, the Rockies shake hands.
Yeah, and that ties Ubaldo Jimenez, who had the record, or has the record in 2010. So he's looking to get it tonight. Fastball, slider, much improved since he's come back. Curveball, changeup, and that'll lead us to our next Pizza Ranch for the win right now. John, get that Special K. Get it out of the way early, because you just need 1 strikeout for number 500 in his career.
Well, he has the ability to rack up the strikeouts, and lately he's been getting quick outs, not having to go all the way to punching guys out. Calhoun's got a lot of power, and he lines his first pitch to center field, and tracking it and making the play is Blackman. It was hit hard, but a good play by Charlie in center field. Here's the Southwest batting order tonight for the Angels. A lot of times Mike Trout will bat second. Last couple of ball games he's batted in the 3 spot, so there he is after David Fletcher, the rookie. Shohei Ohtani's in there. He's DHing. He'll bat cleanup. Then the future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols will bat 5th. Andrelton Simmons, he's got some pop. Francisco Arcia, Taylor Ward, and I asked Eric Young Jr., I said, can you still run? He goes, yeah, I still gonna run a little bit. So UI will bat 9th.
I think he can still run.
I guarantee he can still run. That's in there.
Well, this is one of the young kids we hadn't seen. They brought him up after the trade to Ian Kinsler.
And he lines this ball to center, and Charlie dives and makes a great catch. What a play by Blackman, back-to-back, really. The first one wasn't as difficult as that. But that's a terrific play by number 19.
Well, it's a good thing, too. He's left-handed, because he had to use every bit of that 6'3", 6'4" frame. Off the bat, didn't think there was a chance for him to be able to do it. And that also had a little hook on it, too. And he's going to get a couple stars in my book for a wonderful, wonderful play. Of course, Jon Gray's going to give a tip of the cap. Because Charlie doesn't make the first 2 plays, you're looking at some trouble right now.
Now here's Trout. He's pretty good. He takes strike one. Mike Trout, in addition to being elite in virtually everything, when you break him down offensively, he's one of the great low ball hitters of the last 20 years. This is in the air to Cargo. This will be a routine play. 3 balls in the air, 3 quick outs. Took only 6 pitches for John Gray. No scores. We go to the second. The 2018 Toyota Tundra in your hometown Toyota stores, by UC Health, Live Extraordinary, and by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. Gorgeous aerial view of the home of the Angels in 1961. With the former Angel, Jeff Houston, I'm Drew Goodman. Jenny Kavnar is with us as well. Jenny's not a former Angel. Jenny's a former Padre. We're going down the road to San Diego. Jenny worked on Padre broadcasts a few years back. Here's Trevor Story. It'll be Story, Matt Holliday, and Ian Desmond to face Despaigne in the second. Good swing from Trevor, fouled back. You know, we've seen a number of guys come from Cuba, and a lot of them are similar in that, as you described it, they'll throw any pitch in any count. They usually have some deception, body turn, like you see Despaigne have.
Kind of reminds me of watching Louis Tion when I was growing up.
Great Cuban pitcher, absolutely.
I saw Louis Tion pitch against Nolan Ryan in this stadium when I was a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was quite the matchup.
You know, Despaigne, because he's working out of the bullpen, his first start, he was limited to 4 innings. His next start, he was limited to 4, but he threw 87 pitches.
Yeah, and that's the most he's thrown this year in a major league game. You know, he's probably thrown more than that down in the minor leagues.
2-2. How about Trevor? The last 30 games out on the road, he's hit .368 with 8 home runs, driven in 24 in those 30 roadies. 2-2.
A little drop down side piece from Despaigne.
I mean, that's whatever's necessary, right? I'm thinking of Ivan Hernandez.
Another guy that would do the same thing.
And it's 3-2.
Must be the sign for their cutter with the finger down and the thumb kind of off to the side, because I was trying to figure out what it was.
You know, I was about to look at you and say that's different.
Yeah, I think it's the cutter.
I think you're probably right.
So this is straight fastball.
And he walks the leadoff hitter back-to-back innings. See if the Rockies this time can capitalize. Trevor Story with the wheels goes to first. That'll bring up Matthew Holliday. Join in on the conversation tonight. Send us your questions, comments, thoughts, photos. Twitter's the place. The hashtag Toyota Talk. Big Matt had an opportunity to get together with his former teammate Albert Pujols before the ball game. How about that?
Those are
3-4
yeah.
in the Cardinals lineup a few years back.
Yeah, those are always the special reunions when you played with somebody for a long time, and then obviously these two guys, you know what they've meant to baseball, but their careers.
Holliday takes a strike. 0-1, and here's Matt and Albert getting together probably about 15 minutes before first pitch tonight.
And right there, it's Albert's probably saying, hey, welcome back. How the kids doing? Everybody doing well? It's not baseball when you do that right there. It's always about your families.
Yep. Well, they had a great clubhouse in St. Louis, and they won a whole lot of games together. And he got him on a slow hook. 1 out. Second strikeout for Despagne.
Well, he went really slow on this one. Big 12-6 off the table. And Matt's trying to say that that ball hit the ground, but the home plate umpire, Dan Bellino, said nope, he caught it before it touched there, so you're out.
Desi in the ball game yesterday, 1 for 3, had a double, also a walk. And this ball's in the air to left center field. Trout makes a catch.
I don't think EY saw that. Only because the way he went after this, if Trout's not there, that ball drops 20 feet in front of him. He's going back right now. He's like, wait, I'm not sure where it is. Trout comes over. EY says, thank you.
Yeah, on that replay, I think you're absolutely right. 2 gone, David Dahl. One of the things the Angels have done well this year is they've been tough to run against. They've cut down about 43% of would-be base stealers, best in the league.
I think part of that too, though, Scioscia's saying, pitchers, give us a chance. He knows what it's like to be behind the plate. You know, the pitcher is taking forever to deliver the ball home. Scioscia's still making the calls as far as the throw-overs.
There goes Story, and the throw to second. Not going to get him. Ball came out.
Ball came out, glove came off.
Neither good if you're an Angel fan. And for Story, he just stole his 20th base. He has 26 home runs. He's in the 2020 club.
Welcome to that club. Hard to get to. To find that combination of guys that can hit for power and also steal you a bag. I mean, you got one in center field that can do that. The guy's just a little more reluctant to run these days.
Not as big a part of the game. Trout is 21 out of 23 this year. He's already in the 2020 club. Good take by Dahl. 2-1. Thing is, you watch the maturation of David Dahl. You know he can flat out hit. He can do a lot of things. But as he takes a few more pitches, because he's ultra aggressive, I think you're really going to see some robust numbers.
Well, he'll get himself some more pitches to hit.
Yeah.
Better pitches, I should say, to hit. 308 against righties this year.
2-1. And then he takes a strike. 2-2. David's kind of entrenched himself in that starting lineup. Buddy using Parra to come off the bench primarily. 3-2. Of course, Gerardo in that role has been terrific.
And with the DH, you know, with Matt getting the DH spot probably the next couple days. Gerardo's got his bat. He's ready. That bat or glove will travel. He'll do whatever Buddy asks him to do.
3-2. Fouled into the upper deck.
I think that's 4 times now already for Despaigne that he's had a 2-strike count off speed, slow every time. That last one was a changeup.
And this is fielded nicely by Tony Diaz on the first base side. Story off second, another 3-2 with 2 outs. And another foul ball. So Story joins the 2020 crowd. We mentioned Trout's already a member. Jose Ramirez, who's going to garner and should a ton of votes for MVP. Trout always does. JD Martinez naturally this year as well in the American League. Javi Baez, the National League 2020 club. Mookie Betts will get consideration. And a line drive, but it's right at Simmons. So the Rockies have had a base runner each inning by a walk. Got a stolen base in the second. Couldn't do anything with it, though. No score, middle of 2.
In Anaheim, we head to the bottom of the second. What a quick first for John Gray. 1-2-3 out on 6 pitches. He's making his 25th start today, and in fact, 15 of his first 24 starts have ended in team wins, and that's become a trend as of late. It's time now for our T-Mobile Built for Baseball. John Gray, 9 consecutive starts where the Rockies have ended up in a victory. That ties Ubaldo Jimenez, who did it back in 2010. So if the Rockies can get a win today, John will hold a franchise record when he's on the mound and the team gets the win. That's a big deal, too, when you think about his last 6 of these 9 outings, because he's been the stopper. The Rockies are either coming off of a loss or on a losing streak. He's able to stop it and give this team an opportunity to win. Bud said today his focus in the right spot. He's commanding that fastball, throwing the slider, and it's really been a great frame of mind for him, guys.
Yeah, he's in a wonderful place. You know, the pit stop in Albuquerque, and you know, he responded immediately. His first couple of starts, first 3 were gems, but now that time in Albuquerque seems like a distant memory, and he works ahead now of Shohei Ohtani.
Sometimes you just don't know how long that tune-up needs to be. For John, it was a mere pit stop, like a NASCAR race.
Ohtani, I don't know how he got to that baseball. That high fastball was shoulder high, fouled it off. And quite honestly, it was not going to be just the pit stop for 2 starts. It was going to be longer than that. Nobody put a set time frame on it, but because of injury, he had to come back. And it worked out very well. That fastball inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ohtani, who is revered here in Southern California already, even though he's been shut down from a pitching standpoint, at least in games. He threw a simulated game earlier today, and we had an opportunity to watch part of that. And he looked good. He threw 3 innings.
Yeah, the last time he pitched was June 6th.
Had an elbow issue. 3-2 on Ohtani. He is a big man, and I compare him in some ways to Aroldis Chapman, and here's why. Chapman with the huge arm. Ohtani, you know, regularly when he's right, throws over 100 miles an hour. He can really run. Chapman can fly, we've been told. You don't ever see it because he's a closer. That's fouled off. But Ohtani's speed plays out because he's an offensive player, and Chapman will take BP, and you think you're watching King Kong hit.
Yeah, just a regular position player, not a pitcher. But just for Ohtani to come over and just fit in is quite remarkable in 2 different spots.
This ball to deep left. Dahl moves back and makes the catch. 1 out, and that'll bring up Albert Pujols. Here's the Rockies defensively. Dahl is in left, Blackman back in center, and Cargo is in right. Arenado Story, LeMahieu, Desmond in the very familiar infield. Tony Walters getting a lot of opportunity to catch of late. Knew he could receive the baseball, and he's swinging the bat in a productive manner as well. So 1 out. All 4 balls in the air so far against Gray. That's in the air, and Charlie makes another catch.
Have a night, Charlie.
John Gray's been waving his cap at Charlie all evening.
Well, that just shows you that use those guys that are playing behind you. They got the big gloves. They like to show off their range, and Charlie's done it 3 times already tonight in the first 5 outs. John saying, okay, again? Here, John, just take him out to dinner. It's much easier.
Yeah. Simmons with 2 outs. That fastball at 94 is beneath the knees, ball 1. So again, the Angels have lost 6 consecutive games. They've been outscored 34-14 in those half dozen. Got beat 3-1 by Houston yesterday.
Well, during that 6-game losing streak, they're hitting 197 as a club. Scoring a little over 2 runs a game and an ERA almost at 5.50.
Outside on Simmons, 2 balls and a strike. Simmons, the one-time Atlanta Brave. Gets to the big leagues quickly because of his amazing glove. He's become a good offensive player.
Tough guy to strike out. I mean, in this day and age where there's almost more strikeouts and hits in Major League Baseball, Simmons is the throwback. This year, he struck out only 31 times.
That is the type of number you'd see back in the 70s. He's also hitting .305 with 2 strikes, which is the best mark in baseball. Everybody else hits about 170. There's the list. Michael Brantley. Always felt like Michael Brantley, when healthy, one of the more underrated players in baseball. Big part of that Cleveland machine. Nolan's got to get rid of it in a hurry, and he does. And you know what? Desi did an interesting thing. He wasn't sure if he was still on the bag, so he kind of swipe tagged also. And out at first base, 5-3 is Simmons, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for John Gray. So we'll go to the third, no score in Anaheim. Pretty night in Southern California. Rockies trying to get going offensively. John Gray, 2 scoreless innings, and the same for Odrisamer Despaigne. Tony checks his swing, but it was in there for a strike. Walters batting 9th. Blackman and LeMahieu to follow. And the Rockies have lost 4 straight here in Anaheim. Just 9-25 all time against the Angels. That too is a strike. Tony grew up a little over an hour south of here in Vista, California.
This is a perfect weekend then for his parents, because they come up here, they can go back down to San Diego. I mean, what are we going to do this week? Hey, how about it? We go catch 6 ball games.
How about that? Pretty cool. This ball's well swatted to right field, and Tony Walters has hit it out. 1-0 Colorado. How about that for a little homecoming for mom and dad? His 3rd of the year.
And nothing better than hitting a dinger on an 0-2 pitch. Wow.
You got a little Cali pop coming home.
That's right. Exciting for Tony. Been a rough year average-wise for him, and to be able to come out early in this game and take an 0-2 pitch, you think you're in the ditch? I got it. Put us on the board 1-0.
Now here's Blackman at the plate. And Charlie fouls that pitch off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last home run for Tony was May the 13th.
Just down on the Subaru strike zone.
Fouled off by Blackman. 1-0 Rockies on a Walters big fly. Tony hit 3 home runs his rookie year 2016. Last year, in 229 at bats, he did not hit a home run. Tony 3 bags plus 1. Charlie walks again. So nobody out, a run in, and Blackman to first.
Let's go back to the home run by Tony. Statcast AI powered by AWS. 98 miles an hour off the bat. Projected distance of 390 feet. Yeah, he had to go up over that high wall, though, in right field. So I think he'd take it a little bit further than that.
DJ lined out to left his first time. He takes a strike. Oh, 2.
Well, it's 2 fastballs right down the heart of the Subaru strike zone. That last one might have caught DJ by surprise.
Well, with Despaigne, it would, because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
so many pitches, right? And this ball sharply through the left side, another base hit. Or actually, the Rockies' first single, I should say, of the game. They have the home run and the single now, 2 on. Nobody out for Cargo.
DJ pulling the 0-2 pitch. Thought they could sneak a fastball, a third one in. DJ wasn't having any of that.
Well, think of that 8th inning rally he started on Saturday night.
It's a base hit to left field. Almost the same spot.
Yeah, it was a base hit to left field. You're right. DJ's done that more this year than at any point in the last several years. Also got 11 home runs. Cargo rips this, knocks the glove off of Pujols. This will go as a base hit. All Albert did was save a double and at least 1 run. Cargo hit that thing so hard, Pujols lost his mitt.
I think that might have hurt Albert's hand too. And with the first baseman mitt, you'll put 2 fingers in where the pinky normally goes to try to help you close the mitt even a little bit more. Right on the end of the glove on the Subaru Supermo. That ball was rocketed.
That was a missile.
He's
and
even
now
laughing
here's
about
Nolan.
it.
Bases loaded, nobody out. And a strike on Arenado. Batting .346. In these types of situations, runners in scoring position. Owns 5 career slams. the plate, 1-1. And this is right at the shortstop Simmons. They'll turn it into a double play. The Rockies get Blackman across, and it's 2-0.
I think if you're Despaigne, you're going to take that one, of course.
Yeah, he'll take that all night long.
That's kind of the theme, though, for the Rockies in that St. Louis series. They've left 26 guys on base, hitting .228 since the All-Star break with runners in scoring position. Just that one hit.
It's been elusive, other than, you know, the 8th inning on Saturday. Obviously, they put 7 hits together with runners in scoring position, 10 hits in the inning. Trevor walked his first time, also stole a base.
That was the 142nd double play the Angels have turned. That leads the big leagues.
Runner at third in DJ. Pressure on Arcia, the catcher, because seen several balls bounced up there by Despaigne. Outside.
Good eye, just sliver off the Subaru strike zone.
Trevor with that stolen base. We talked about it earlier. Now a member of the 2020 club this year. That's off the plate also. 10 times Rocky has produced a 2020 season. Cargo's done it a couple times. Actually, Cargo did it 4 times. 2010 through 2013. 2-2. Larry Walker naturally. Ellis Burks. Tulo did it. Dante Bichette. Matt Holliday in 2008. Nice group to be associated with.
Big group of players.
2-2. They want to go away again. And this ball's left up. Young in left field on the move will make the catch. A little bit toward the end of the bat. Rockies get a pair of runs. The first one came on a home run from Tony Walters. 2-0 Colorado. Connor, thanks very much. Here the Rockies are leading 2-0, and John Gray has a one-strike count on Francisco Arcia, catcher for the Angels, and that pitch is outside. Change up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Arcia, 28-year-old native of Venezuela.
Originally came up with the Yankees. Oh boy.
This ball's hit a long way to center, but I tell you what, ball's not traveling tonight because that is shy of the track, and Blackman hauls it in.
Well, you don't have quite the marine layer that you would have, say, down in San Diego, up in San Francisco, LA, but you still get a little bit of it here at night. Because that's why I said, oh boy, for a second. That ball sounded like it was hit on the sweet spot, and then it just died.
Here's Taylor Ward, 24-year-old third baseman, 1 out. That was so well received. I always say this, Tony Walters, at least of the guys we watch regularly, does the best job of pulling balls up, raising it, working ground up, and stealing low strikes. And there he may have stole one on the outside corner.
Well, I think too, because he gets so low that he gives the umpire a great view to try to be able to pick up the baseball.
Well, Jerry Weinstein, who is a wizard with catchers, he's a wizard in a lot of areas, and that's strikeout number 500. Jerry may be back in Sacramento. I'm not sure where Jerry is tonight, but I know he's looking in and he's smiling at how he handled those last 2 pitches. Congrats to John Gray, fastest ever to 500 strikeouts in a Rockies uniform. Achieving more is brought to you by AT&T. And Big John's done it in 83 ball games, 3 faster than Pedro Estacio, and 11 faster than Ubaldo.
But look at the note on the bottom, though. 25th fastest in Major League history.
That's something. Here's the switch hitting former Rocky, 33-year-old Eric Young Jr.
Well, it's worth another look, and it's the curveball from John to get the strikeout, 0-2. And they'll throw that ball in the dugout, and a keepsake moment for John.
Got to be really proud of Eric Young Jr. He just has grinded away. He has over 6 years of service time, covering 10 different big league seasons. Isn't that something?
Well done. I know that path. It's not an easy one.
And I say what I'm about to say with the utmost of respect, because we know what kind of family the Youngs are. It's just a great family. But Eric Young Sr. and Eric Young Jr. both overachievers.
Sure.
I mean, these guys weren't first-round picks. They weren't even top 15-round picks.
No, but they just willed themselves into being Major League ball players.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, you're an example of that.
Well, sometimes you use that chip to your advantage. You say, well, you don't think I can? I'll show you I can.
That's right. 2-2.
Instead of the woe me, why isn't it going my way? Just wake up each day, go to work.
Junior's been around long enough that he went to spring training on a few occasions with one Matt Holliday. Jeff Bridich, as he typically is with the Rockies on the trip, and he had a chance to get together with Eric prior to the ball game. Just missed. John thought he had a strikeout. 3-2.
Close on that Subaru strike zone that we've seen it called a strike a couple times. A couple times it's been a ball, and that time it was a ball to E wide. Well, he tried to bring it up.
David Dahl raced it back, and he'll make the catch. Good read by Dahl. Long fly ball. There's been several of those in the game. But 3 up, 3 down, 3 straight innings for John Gray. The Rockies have a 2-0 lead.
We head to the top of the fourth, and here at Angel Stadium, just a few miles away, Lake Forest, California. I think the entire neighborhood that Nolan Arenado grew up is here. His mother, Millie, of course. What does it mean, Millie? You've been to so many of Nolan's games, but to be able to share this moment with your friends and family, this is only Nolan's third game playing here at Angel Stadium.
I know. It's still incredible. I was so nervous today, and I mean, I've been to so many games, you'd think I wouldn't get nervous. I still get nervous, and being able to play here in Orange County is just, it's amazing. It's just, yeah, a dream come true, really.
Yeah, you're nervous all the time. But behind us are some of Nolan's teammates from growing up in Little League, and, you know, they get to watch him. Obviously, Fernando's here, just really close friends and family. So I know it's been a ton of fun for you. You mentioned the nerves. It never changes. I mean, there's a lot of baseball moms out there watching their kids and now watching the Rockies tonight. What's your advice to them?
You know, I just enjoy it, try to be in the moment. You know, every game it's a big deal because your kid's out there, you know, and now with the Rockies doing so well, like, it's really nerve-wracking, you know, and just enjoy it because it does go by really fast.
Hey, Millie, final thing, what's your memories of bringing the boys here to the Big A? I know you guys just right down the road, and Dodger fans first, but you probably came to a lot of baseball games here.
We came a lot of games here. Little League Day was here in at Angel Stadium, so the kids would come. Nolan would come with his glove, and we'd come early, and he'd go down to close to the dugout, and he'd yell out the players' names and try to get autographs and stuff, and, you know, all sweaty with his baseball glove waiting to get a foul ball, and just really fun. It was just really, we really enjoyed it as a family. Baseball's been a big deal in our lives for such a long time, so yeah, it's really special.
Well, that's so cool, because Huey was talking about, you know, fans before the game yelling out Nolan's name and Trout's name today, so it's cool it came full circle. Guys, as I throw it back to you, know the Arenados don't do anything quietly. It is a party up here. They are having fun, and yes, Millie's nervous, but they always bring great smile and energy with them.
As it should be, and asked him to save whatever's left for us for the postgame.
Well, and that might be Jenny's last hit for the night, too, because I think she might be just staying up there.
Exactly.
That's fun. What a neat night for Nolan and the family.
Base hit by Holiday, and Desmond lines this ball to center field. Mike Trout's right there. One out. That'll bring up David Dahl.
Fans grab a suite for the stretch run. Host your clients, employees, friends, or family in a suite as you watch the Rockies make another push for October.
Dahl had a good at bat his first time up. It ended on a line drive to Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop. Well, so many families, you know, have an opportunity to watch their kids play whatever their sport is. But, you know, in baseball, you see all those games that, you know, the youth leagues and, you know, on up and hopefully through high school if it works out, and maybe even into college, right? Well, they're going to get to watch Nolan play well into his 30s. Little League never ends.
No, and I've told the story before that, you know, my mom used to say, "Oh, it was so nerve-wracking for me to watch you play." I said, "Mom, I got this. Don't worry about it. It's fine." Until I had my own kids, and now I was a wreck.
Sure.
Watching them.
This ball's lined to the corner and right, and Matt Holliday is to third. It rattles around for a moment, and he'll get a stop sign from Stu Cole there. A double by Dahl, second and third, one out.
David lined out in the second inning, his first at bat. This is a changeup. Keeps those hands. He's got quick hands. There's not a whole lot of movement going with the body, but the hands are all in his launch position. Throws it down in the corner for his 8th double this year.
So here comes Tony Walters. Made like Cargo in his last at bat. Launched one into the seats in right, his 3rd home run of the year. Chance to do some more damage here. Infield halfway, and that pitch is a strike. Time now for the big hit brought to you by Mako. This was the first hit of the night for the Rockies against Despaigne, and it came with 2 strikes. And Despaigne said, "Oh no." Holiday a base hit. He's at third. Dahl just doubled. He is at second. And Tony punches that into the seats. See if he can duplicate what he did on his last 0-2 pitch.
Well, and the Angels are playing this unlike what I've really seen before. Okay, they're playing back in the 3 depth at shortstop, second base, and at first base. But look how close the third baseman, Taylor Ward, is to Matt. So Matt can't get a good secondary lead because it's almost like a pickoff situation before the ball's delivered.
Outside.
Most of the time,
you know what? The ball's probably, odds are not going to go in that direction. It's smart. You shorten the lead by a couple of steps and you give those middle infielders.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's something that you don't see, but it's a smart play from the Angels. Now it's up to Tony to get the ball in the air.
Good take. Rockies are starting to get a feel for Despaignet's pattern.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, he, through the first 8 in the order tonight, did not give up a hit, a couple of walks, and Tony went deep. And now the next 8 hitters that have come up, 4 for 7 and a walk. And Tony bounces this one to second. Holiday, based on the alignment, a lot of times 1 out, it's automatic you go on contact. Matt did not go there. 2 outs, and that saves an opportunity for Charlie Blackmon.
But they didn't go on contact because Matt couldn't get off third, and they played it perfectly on the right side with keeping the infield at the 3 depth.
Charlie's reached twice via walks. Sitting on 56 RBIs. Outside on Blackmon.
Boy, already 74 pitches for Despaigne.
And it's 2-0. Boy, a 2-out hit here would be large.
Against a team that's reeling too.
Yeah.
Keep them down.
Three 3-0.
Good job by Charlie laying off that little cutter. Being ahead in the count 2-0, you want to do it. You want to be the man. But it wasn't a pitch to his liking, so he said, okay, 3-0 now.
Fire out if you like it, right? He didn't give in, did not throw a fastball, threw a slider. It's 3-1.
I think it's the same pattern for Charlie right now.
Three-time All-Star Charlie Blackmon, 3-1. And he's walked again. That's 3 straight walks for Charlie. The bases are loaded. And here comes LeMahieu.
For DJ, last at bat, 3 straight fastballs, 2 right down the middle, and the third one they tried to come inside. He pulled in the 5-6 hole between short and third. Do they start him off? The question with the fastball.
That's a great question.
And I don't know as a hitter what I would be thinking of right now. I would say probably not.
He didn't. The chess match between hitter and pitcher, especially when you have a guy that utilizes truly 5 different pitches like Despaigne. He has typically stayed away with his fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it just feels more comfortable to his glove side. He'll stay away to right-handers and left-handers. So when the lefty's up, it's more arm side fastball.
2 outs, bases loaded. 1-1 to DJ. A slow hook fouled off. 1-2. Well, we were talking about hitting with 2 strikes a moment ago, and how well Simmons has done that for the Angels. Well, in the National League the last several years, number 9's as good as just about anybody hitting with 2 strikes.
Going the other way, too. The catcher, Arcia, has just been a blocking machine behind home plate, because some of these baseballs are traveling 58 feet before they hit the dirt.
See, if you can stay balanced, right, Huey, with that, DJ's ability to let the ball get deep, even if 94 shows up after that, he usually is able to cover it.
Or at least foul it off.
And this is up the middle. Does it have eyes? Going to be a tough throw. A good throw. Well done by David Fletcher as he's able to get DJ. The Rockies will leave him loaded in the 4th. They have a 2-0 lead. By Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. And by the new film Operation Finale. Discover the true story of the hunt for Hitler's deadliest lieutenant in theaters beginning August 29th. Rockies up 2-0. They've left 6 on in the first 4 innings. John Gray has faced the minimum through 3, and in the 4th, Cole Calhoun, David Fletcher, Mike Trout. Calhoun was injured earlier in the year, missed a bunch of ball games. Since he's come back, they slid him back in the top spot in the lineup. He's most comfortable up there, and he provides a lot of pop in that top spot. Got 16 home runs.
It's just in his last 58 games since he's come back off the DL.
Top foul, 2-strike count on Calhoun. Calhoun's a good 2-way player. He's won a Gold Glove.
5 straight years of hitting 15 jacks for Calhoun.
He had 19 last year, 18 the previous season. A career best 26 home runs in 2015 for Calhoun. And that's the first hit of the night for the Angels, first base runner.
Just kind of stand there, waggle the bat a little. And he just gets a little top spin to right field. John wanted that ball down a little bit more, being ahead 0-2.
He takes off immediately, throw to second, got him! Tony Walters cuts down Calhoun. Kind of a sneak attack by Cole Calhoun. I always brag on Tony how quick his hands and feet are. Look at this, he had to pick it out of the dirt.
He had to do that. Now Tony is 12 for 37 throwing out would-be base stealers. Now wait a second, now they're gonna.
Well, the Angels are gonna ask for a review in New York.
Calhoun was
They're gonna
about
challenge it.
Yeah, 3/4 of the way to second or to third base.
Cole Calhoun thinks he's out.
He thought he was out
based on his reaction.
It's going to be hard to tell, does that hand, because the fingers don't get it. He pulls the fingers up on the Subaru Supermo. Watch the hand go up, so is it the palm of the hand? Is it on there before the tag's applied?
Now does he hold the tag also, because his hand came off for a moment. I don't know if the knee was still on.
He stayed in contact. But from this angle, it's hard to see when the hand gets there, but Calhoun thought he was out because he was walking back to the dugout. And remember, he was called out. That's always the key.
They ruled him safe. So it is a stolen base.
6th stolen base of the year for Calhoun. Oh, he went to the outside 2 of the bag, so DJ had to reach back just a little bit further to try to make that tag.
David Fletcher lined to center field, and Charlie Blackmon made a terrific diving catch on him. And this is a push bunt, and Desi's not going to have any play. So Fletcher with a bunt base hit, 1st and 3rd, nobody out here in the 4th for the Angels.
Well, John was breaking towards 3rd base. Nobody for Desi to flip to. Smart play from the youngster.
Got the perfect pitch to you.
Yeah, up and away.
Up
and away. Exactly. You're just trying to get it past the pitcher and then allow it to become a foot race.
Not a big crowd, but now they're vocal because here's Mike Trout. Fly ball to right his first time. And Trout laces a base hit, and it's 2-1.
It goes back to all the runners he's left on base. All of a sudden, the Angel crowd's into it. Mike Trout with his 61st RBI. 3 batters, 3 singles. Yeah, Mike didn't wait around either.
That's his happy zone right there.
Well, you'd said it, Drew. Ball down. That's what he likes.
He's a great hitter, period, obviously. He's a tremendous low ball hitter. Here's Ohtani. Fly ball to left his first time. And a balk was just called.
Yep. Doubt about it too, because both the second base umpire and home plate umpire Dan Bellino called it, and no argument from John.
One strike on Ohtani. center field. Going back is Blackman. This one's gone. 3-run home run, Shohei Ohtani. And the Angels, who were down 2-0 a moment ago, now lead it 4-2.
Wow, how this inning has changed. The base hit by Calhoun, you thought he had him thrown out at second base, and then a bunt base hit, a single, and now a 3-run home run for Ohtani the opposite way. His 15th home run, 43rd RBI. And a balk in there too.
Ohtani has 15 home runs, 12 have come here at home. Came off the bat at 107 miles an hour, went an estimated 412 feet. We remarked earlier that the ball to the big part of the ballpark wasn't traveling great. That one did. Still nobody out. Here's Pujols. Think about it. John gets the first 9 guys, and now the next 4 not only have all reached, they've all scored. You also think back, and you alluded to this a moment ago, those missed opportunities.
Just go back to the 3rd inning. You had bases loaded, nobody out, and you get 1 run out of that. Last inning, you had the bases loaded, weren't able to come through, so 6 guys have been left on base. And that's where you get the extenders. You know, if you're gonna go a 5-0, a little bit easier for John.
That's way outside. 3-1. Well, this will be the first real significant test for John in a long time because he's pitched so well. How does he handle this bit of adversity? Going to get a fly ball to left here. Pujols is out, 1 gone. Got to bring up shortstop Simmons. Another one of those young players from Curacao. Swung on and missed.
Not a heavily populated area is Curacao, but they crank out some ball players.
It's really remarkable. Found tip 0-2. Rockies, including tonight, 32 ball games left. And there's only 2 off days. So the Rockies are going to be very busy these final few days in August and through September.
So you have the off day on the 29th. And then again September 20th.
And right now the Rockies, after playing 46 in a row against teams above 500, they did a great job, 30-16. Now these next 9 beginning tonight are against teams below 500.
You got the Angels, and you got the Padres for 4, and then the Giants.
And the Giants back at Coors Field. 2-2. Nolan's going to have a play, foul ground, and that's the 2nd out. Francisco Arcia is coming up. Here is what August and the first part of September looks like. So when the Rockies come home, they'll have the Giants for 3. They'll be off on that Thursday. And then the Dodgers, that's a rather large series, and the Diamondbacks for 4. So it's a 10-game homestand. And I can't tell you how big all those games will be. The rest of the way, they're all big. Doesn't matter who you're playing. No. Obviously, it's even more important if it's possible when you're matching up with the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. 4 runs for the Angels. 4-2 they lead. Colorado Rockies baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. So the Rockies all of a sudden down 4-2 as they bat in the 5th inning. Cargo, Nolan Arenado, Trevor Story against Espana, and that pitch is fouled off. Cargo ripped the ball that literally knocked the glove off the hand of Albert Pujols for a base hit. When the Rockies loaded the bases with nobody out, but scored only 1 run. The run came around on a Nolan Arenado 6-4-3 double play. And there's a base hit, and this one has a chance to get in between, but Young runs so well he cut it off. That was another missile off the bat of Cargo. 2-hit night for Cargo. The Rockies have had the leadoff man on in every inning. And here comes Mike Scioscia. Go clap with the hands together, hand me the baseball.
That's it, 86 pitches for Espana.
Well, it's supposed to be a bullpen day tomorrow for the Angels. It's going to be a bullpen day the rest of the way here. 4-2 Angels. 4-2 Angels. Despaignet's gone after giving up the base hit to Cargo, leading off the 5th. Ty Buttry's now in the ball game, and Nolan's at the plate. And he starts him out with a hard breaking ball. And Nolan was sitting dead red.
Well, he's got the hard fastball for Ty at 97 on average. And a hard slider to right-handers, fastball changeup to left-handers, part of the Ian Kinsler trade with the Boston Red Sox.
Made his major league debut just 11 days ago.
How about the Angels this year? They've used a slew of pitchers. 32nd different pitcher used by the Angels this year.
And Nolan pops this up. Ward makes the catch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Story. Well, the Angels have used 57 players in all, which is a club record. 14 different players have made their major league debut this year. And if you're wondering, 57, man, the 40-man roster, that's 17 more. What's the major league record for players used? 64 by the Detroit Tigers just a few years ago, 2014.
Of course, Seamstress trying to put the names on the back of the jerseys, the clubby.
Right.
Instead of that, they need the name tags on the front.
Yeah, they've had 6 different number 12s play for them this year.
Hi, I'm so-and-so.
That's inside. Got some guys in Orem, Utah saying, wait a second, man, when's my chance coming?
And folks, if you're wondering, Orem, that's a rookie ball club.
Two and one. Out of play. Trevor Story playing his first game ever in Anaheim. This is one of the easier road trips for the Rockies in that, from a travel standpoint, after the ball game tomorrow night, it's upstairs. 12 will get on a couple of buses and go down the road to San Diego. Fly out on a Sunday, fly back on a Sunday, and
that is nice.
That's unusual. Get a little of that in the East Coast. Runner going, swung on and missed, and the throw is not going to get Cargo. He swipes second, but Story's the second out.
Cargo his 5th stolen base this year. And the throw from Marcia takes the second baseman wide out at second. They're hoping they could maybe get the toe before that hand got in there on the backside.
So Matt Holliday's up there. Matt, a base hit his last time up through the left side. Trying to do the same thing here and get the Rockies their 3rd run. A pretty good slider.
Matt is the 8th different DH that the Rockies have used in 9 ball games. They've been playing out in the AL ballparks.
'97, 0-2.
This is hard too because you don't even have the luxury if you're the Rockies and facing the Angels. Sometimes you'll match up in the PCL, but this kid was traded from Boston, and their AAA team's in Pawtucket in the International League. So you have nobody that has really any familiarity with Buttrey, the pitcher.
And that went around. That'll end the inning. Cargo single leading things off. He's stranded at second base. It's 4-2 Angels. John Gray's first pitch bounces up there. Ball one on Taylor Ward. He struck out Ward his first time up. It's his only strikeout tonight, but it was his 500th career strikeout. John retired the first 9, then he gave up a base hit on an 0-2 pitch to Calhoun. David Fletcher, a perfect push bunt. Trout, a rocket base hit to left, and then Ohtani hit a 3-run home run to center field. Rockies had a 2-0 lead. The Rockies have only 2 runs despite the fact that they've had the leadoff man on in every inning, and twice they've had the bases loaded tonight. DJ will throw out Ward. And that'll bring up Eric Young Jr.
If you look up on the scoreboard, you see the Angels with 0 men left on base and the Rockies 7. But I think the play in all of it, I know he's talking about the home run. I think that little push bunt.
It's big.
It was big in that inning.
Well, and preceding it was Tony initially throwing Cole Calhoun out on a stolen base attempt, and he was challenged, and New York overturned it. You think about that, Calhoun went on the first pitch. If he gets erased there, who knows how the inning unfolds,
well, and
right?
he also, yeah, I mean, he can go back one step further than that. It was an 0-2 pitch that he got the base hit on.
That's true.
So there are a lot of little things that happened that made one big inning for the Angels.
Or as Buddy has said so many times this year, that's baseball.
Yep.
Here is Calhoun with 2 outs.
But if you're thinking, if you're John, though, you're sitting here at 58 pitches. This is the American League. I still have a chance to win this game. We're only down by 2 runs. All of that's got to be what John's thinking right now.
That's right. Calhoun, former Arizona State star. He went to Yavapai Junior College, which is
the Rough Riders.
A terrific baseball program. And then on to Arizona State. He's a kid from the state of Arizona. Dads did some bull riding back in the day.
Oh.
How about that? And this is a fair ball. Cole Calhoun didn't realize it at first. He was standing in the batter's box still. That's weird. He has a double.
And it wasn't quite.
That was fair by a pretty significant margin.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as weird as Nolan's home run down at Houston, where he wasn't quite sure where the ball was. But just watch the reaction from Calhoun. He's like, what? Where'd it go? Is it up in the air? No, it's not. It's 14th double this year. He couldn't find it. Hesitation. This is kind of a tricky corner down there too for Cargo, because this rounded, he was able to cut it off.
A strike on Fletcher.
This is your guy. You don't want the next guy standing on deck.
Nope, this is the one you got to get. That's low, 2-1. Hard shot, but DJ's there. And he'll throw out Fletcher to end the inning. Calhoun's left at second base. We move on to the 6th inning. The Rockies trailing by a couple of runs. Desmond will lead it off. Go to AT&T Sportsnet RM to cast your vote. Well, we're down the street from Disneyland. Which of the following is your favorite Disney character? Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald Duck, or Goofy? What do you have?
I'm gonna go with Donald Duck.
Mickey Mouse, kind of iconic.
Yeah, that's why I went with Donald.
Changeup just missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ian Desmond's hit the ball in the air twice to center fielder Mike Trout. Last one was a line shot, but it was right at Trout. Rockies again have had the leadoff man on in every inning. Six of Desi's last 9 hits have been extra base hits. 20 home runs. He's driven in 74. Ooh, Buttrey with
99.
a 99 mile an hour fastball. He's been over 100 a number of times in his minor league career. This guy looks like a tight end. He's 6'6", 245 pounds. And this is bounced to Simmons.
We'll enjoy the fan appreciation fireworks at Coors Field on September 28th. Come for the game against the Nationals and stay for an electrifying fireworks show courtesy of T-Mobile.
Well, 2 lefties down in Mike Scioscia's bullpen. He's going to call on one of them right now, Jose Alvarez. With David Dahl and Tony Walters and Charlie Blackmon coming up. 3 straight lefties. Angels up 4-2. Bid on game-worn autograph Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico jerseys from top prospects Brendan Rodgers, Peter Lambert, Garrett Hampson, and Rockies legend Matt Holliday at MLBauctions.com/gallery.com. And David Dahl is thrown out by Simmons as he faces Jose Alvarez. 2 gone in the Rockies' 6th. Now, Jose Alvarez has been busy this year. To his 66th appearance.
That's tied for the major league lead. He also had 48 appearances before the All-Star break, which is an Angels record.
And typical of so many situational lefties, it's primarily a fastball slider combination.
Not one of those overpowering, though, left-handers that you see so frequently now out of the bullpen. He's 91, 92.
Got some deception, hits the outside corner there, 0-1 on Tony. Walters a home run to get the Rockies going in the 3rd inning. And then with runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 4th, he grounded to 2nd. The infield was halfway. Matt Holliday was on 3rd. He could not advance. 1-1.
His second pitch to left-handers is a slider, and it's kind of a sweeping slider. See on the Subaru strike zone, he's trying to pepper everything away to Tony.
Off the plate. Throw a washcloth over all 4 pitches where they ended up. 3-1. And there's a base hit for Tony.
Love the turn from Tony. He made Calhoun get that baseball back in. Ahead in the count, 3-1.
He's worked so hard on his swing mechanics and trying to straighten things out offensively. And oftentimes you're working with Dwayne Espy and with Jeff Salazar, and you never get to see the benefits of that work because he doesn't play very frequently. Well, he's starting to get an opportunity of late, and he's seeing the benefits now.
Right, good for him too, because the hardest thing you can do is stay with the process if you're not seeing results.
It's the first multi-hit game for Tony in almost 2 months. July 6th the last time. You know,
there's nothing better than when you go into a game after working on something and it immediately pays off for you. You say, oh yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be.
And Blackman bounces this one foul. He's behind 0-2. Despite the tough ball game yesterday, the Rockies still have won 11 out of 15. Of course, they had the great road trip a week and a half ago, split in Houston, swept a 4-game set from Atlanta. Alvarez was going to get a drink of water and left to wait. 1-2.
That's when from the dugout you'll yell at, get back on the mound. That was a ball, let's go.
And the other dugout will yell, where was that? Charlie's walked 3 times in this game. Two and two. And that's lined right at Albert.
That one didn't take his glove off like Cargo's, but hit just as hard.
handful of current greats in the game in Nolan Arenado and Mike Trout. I asked two Rockies veterans about them today, and they appreciate what they're going to witness this series.
Both tremendous players, tremendous people too. I think it goes unsaid how good of people both Mike and Nolan are, and it'll be fun to watch. I'm excited to get a chance to be part of this, and they are, like I said, both of them are MVP caliber players year in and year out, and very consistent, both of them, year in and year out, huge numbers.
Trout's hands down probably the best player all around that I've ever seen. You know, just the mix of speed and power is really hard to find, and you know, hitting for average speed and power and playing the defense that he does is really tough. You know, Nolan, what he does at third base is just amazing.
Well, Chris Iannetta's had the rare opportunity to be teammates of both of those guys, so he's witnessed firsthand how great they are. And as both of them mentioned, not just as players because they're at the top of their games, but also as people. You know, Bud Black said the same thing. He obviously manages Nolan Arenado, but in 2016, he was here with the Angels as a special assistant and got to witness firsthand what Mike Trout can do. He said he's such a great person and ambassador for this game. And I think it's an interesting conversation, you guys. Both of them don't market themselves outside of the game very much.
Well, he just hit one out to left. Got a low pitch, and he drove out home run number 31, and it's now 5-2 Angels. He may not market himself, but the way he swings the bat, does everything in the game of baseball, he's marketing himself.
Yeah, 111 miles an hour off the bat. They keep trying to go down. I know there's not many holes in that swing, but that's that one area down that he doesn't miss many pitches. 31st home run of the year.
Ohtani hit a 3-run home run his last time up, and this time he hits one right back to Big John. 1 out.
Well, moving up on the all-time home runs leaders for the Angels, Tim Fish Salmon, 299 career home runs, and Garrett Anderson, 272. Trout, Brian Downing, and then Albert Pujols.
Well, it's been a very difficult few weeks for Mike Trout. He was out until 3 days ago with a wrist injury, and that is nothing compared to what he has been dealing with. His brother-in-law, Aaron Cox, who is a pitcher in the Angels organization, the brother of his wife, Mike's wife, took a leave of absence from the Angels, then went back this summer. His leave of absence came earlier this spring, and then abruptly decided to retire just about a month ago, and he took his own life in the last several days. And can't really imagine what Mike and his wife and their family they're going through right now. And he honored him on Friday, Players Weekend, with Cox's name on the back of his jersey. I'm sure you saw that.
Yeah, their families had known each other for a long time, and you know, Mike and his wife, so it's such a tragedy on so many levels for the whole family.
Yeah, I mean, they, as you said, they all grew up together in Millville, New Jersey. And not only just brother-in-law, they did everything together in the off-season. Avid hunters, fishermen, did a ton of stuff together. 3-2 on Pujols. That's out of play. How many guys still rolling along? More than 600 homers, more than 600 doubles. That's why he's a 10-time All-Star. He's won 3 MVP awards. To third, Nolan has plenty of time.
He's in the top 30 in hits all time.
6 Silver Slugger awards. He's won a world championship, a couple of world championships with the Cardinals. Simmons, a ground ball to third, and a pop out to Nolan. Tony hoping for a play, doesn't have one.
Great catch by the youngster down on the first level. He had to go up above a few people to snag that baseball. I love the smile when a kid makes a play like that.
It's the best. 1 strike on Simmons. And the native of Curacao, an island of 160,000 people. And he's got 4 buddies who are playing in the big leagues this year. Isn't that something?
160,000 people.
You know what they call their youth baseball league there? The minor leagues.
I was going to say the traveling all-stars.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Ozzy Albies from Curacao, right?
Yes, yeah. Gather around, kids. We expect half of you to play in the big leagues. All right, ready, break. Ground ball to Nolan. Trout hits a home run. Now the Rockies are down 3, starting to get late. We turn the page to the 7th inning. Colorado 1 point at a 2-0 lead.
If you've ever dreamed of becoming a Colorado Rocky, you can do that. Sign up for Fantasy Camp now, taking place at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick, January 28th through February 1st, 2019. Visit Rockies.com/fantasycamp for details.
Well, all the boys and girls were out at the ballpark a couple days ago.
On Saturday. They had the Fantasy Camp reunion. They played a game on Coors Field, watched some batting practice from right behind. It was fun to see all the gang again.
Yeah, Rockies do a great job. They take care of those folks all year round. It's not just the 5 days of laughter and good times and great competition and sore muscles and
a few beverages.
Yeah, a few beverages consumed down in Scottsdale at
you got to go
Salt River Fields, but they do some other things during the year as well. This ball lined to left, and DJ is going to make a hard turn and dig towards second and arrive with a double.
That That's a
Well,
start.
again, that's the start. 6 out of 7 innings now. The Rockies have had the leadoff man on.
DJ, a couple base hits and both to left field. One on a fastball. This was a curveball. 108 miles an hour off the bat.
Well, if I told you that Charlie and DJ had been on 5 times in 8 plate appearances in this game, you'd think, man, the Rockies are rolling. But they have just 2 runs. Cargo has 2 hits also, and he's hitting in the 3rd spot. So you think about that.
Yeah, you think, well,
7 out of 11 plate appearances, your top 3 in the lineup have been on base.
But only Charlie's come around to score.
And Cargo, this could be interesting. Good pickup at 3rd by Ward. Crossing a 3rd is LeMahieu.
I was hoping once it got by the pitcher that Cargo was going to be able to beat this one out. But Ward got it on a pretty good hop right there. A little short hop pick to make the throw and get Cargo by just a half step. That little short hop pick is one of the easier ones for an infielder. And that'll be it now for Alvarez after 5 batters faced.
Well, if you thought Buttry threw hard, wait till you see Justin Anderson, who's coming in.
Fans, you can enhance your next game day experience with the MLB Ballpark app. Access and manage your tickets, enjoy check-in offers, exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. And you mentioned it, Drew. Justin Anderson, big, tall, lanky guy that throws 97, 98 miles an hour, and also a slider about 85. Interesting thing is somebody that throws that hard, he throws more sliders on average than he does fastballs.
Well, that's a pretty good slider there, and it's called a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 on Nolan. Nolan ground ball to 3rd with the bases loaded. He bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. A run did score because there was nobody out, and then he popped to 3rd. Trying to bring home DJ. Rockies trailing 5-2, 1 out in the 7th. One of the biggest challenges, hitters will tell you, when they play interleague games becomes when they're facing bullpen arms they're really unfamiliar with.
And not only that, young bullpen arms. So you don't have even a history. It's one thing if you maybe have seen somebody a couple years ago, but these young guys you haven't seen.
1-2. No swing, 2-2. Rockies were here in 2015, got swept. They've not won a ball game here since 2010. Two and two. Off the very end of the bat.
Yeah, check that bat.
Just glance down to check the cupped part of the bat. It's the worst record against any opponent in interleague play. And the Rockies, unfortunately, on this list, really struggling against the Angels. Nolan's got a quick bat. Those are 97-mile-an-hour fastballs, and he whips the barrel to the zone.
That's not where Anderson wanted that pitch. They wanted away. Archie had set up on the black of the plate, and he didn't get that pitch there. Nolan's able to foul it off. I don't think they'll come with another fastball and take a chance that he misses it. I think they'll go with the slider, but it looked like they called the fastball away.
And it is away, 3-2.
That's where he wanted the previous pitch.
Their bullpen ERA is pretty solid, 3.72, which is 6th best in the American League. But still, late in games, it's been sketchy despite that ERA for the Angels. And Nolan will get a run home here on this ground out. 5-3. 91st RBI.
But everything else out of that bullpen, Drew, you're talking about the ERA's not too bad, but strikeouts, they don't strike a whole lot of guys out. That's 10th in the American League. They're 14th in saves. They have a tough time saving games. Just 24 saves by the bullpen, and they've blown 21.
Yeah, it's a lot. And again, I remind people, when you get a blown save, if you blow a lead in the 8th inning, it really should be a blown hold. But the 24 saves is the second lowest figure in baseball. By contrast, the Rockies have 42, which is the second most.
And I also look at save percentage as another indicator of how it's been. It's just a little over a 50-50 proposition for that man right there, and Mike Scioscia. It's 53.3% of the time do they get a save.
And that's why they're 5 games under 500. Story, where this thing gets redirected to second. Trevor's still going to reach. That was an absolute rocket.
Well, he's limping. They're going to go check with the trainer. Sounded like it got a cleat. Which foot? Okay, so it's his left foot.
Came off the bat at 107 miles an hour. So Matt Holliday with 2 outs. Matt, a strikeout, a single in the 4th, and another strikeout. So 1 for 3, 4 for 12. And it should be a busy week for Matt. Again, opportunity to DH tonight, potentially tomorrow night, and you're going to see a couple of lefties down in San Diego at the minimum. So Matt sees that slider. And throughout his career, he's been one of the best breaking ball hitters in the sport.
We used to say that all the time when he was playing for the Rockies. Well, the first go round, they get him 0-2. They, oh, here we go. We can flip one over there to him. And he would take it the other way or pull it. Didn't
bang it off the wall in the Rockies bullpen. In fact, the home run he hit on Saturday was a breaking ball against John Gant to break up that 0-0 tie in the 7th. Trevor, a stolen base earlier in the ball game, is 20th. 4th 2020 man in baseball this year. This goes through the wickets of Arcia, and Francisco has to go to the backstop.
Finally one gets by him because he's had a lot of work back there trying to block pitches, and now you get a guy in scoring position. This is right through the 5-hole. It will be a wild pitch. That ball didn't pop up, it skipped. It drops down, just didn't get the legs down fast enough in the butterfly position.
And the glove didn't go to the dirt. And Matt will back out 1-2.
That's 70 wild pitches for the Angels pitching staff. Only Oakland has more. They have 73 in the American League. And Charles Nagy, the former Cleveland Indian, UConn Husky, and now the pitching coach for the Anaheim Angels.
1-2. 2-2. Close. Nagy's from Fairfield, Connecticut. He had quite a career in the big leagues.
And he was one of those thinking man pitchers, you know, facing Charles when he was with the Indians. You know, you had the good stuff, but he just was kind of a surgeon out there.
Story at second, 2-2 on Holiday. Strike 3. Right on the outside corner. Rockies get a run. DJ scores eventually after leading off with a double. It's back to a 2-run game. Stretch time in Anaheim. Just look back. Tony Walters got the Rockies on the board with his 3rd home run of the year. Rockies would add a run in that inning, and then Ohtani, after a run was already in for the Angels, hit a 3-run home run. And the Angels had a 4-2 lead. It went to 5-2, and Mike Trout did his thing, lining a ball into the seats down the left field line. Rockies scratched out a run last inning, but they're still down 5-3. That's our Cooney Lexus look back. Bottom of the 7th inning. John Gray will face Francisco Arcia, Taylor Ward, Eric Young Jr. The bottom 3rd of the lineup for the Angels, with Jenny Cavnar and Jeff Hewson. I'm Drew Goodman. Arcia, fly ball and a ground out tonight. He takes a strike. Rockies have 3 runs on 9 hits. Angels have only 6 hits, but they have the 3-run home run you just saw on the solo shot from Trout.
Well, they just bunched all their hits together. They had 4 in the 4th inning.
They didn't have any hits. Yeah, they didn't have a base runner going into the 4th inning. This is a broken bat roller. Desmond to Gray, 1 out.
Jake McGee is up in the Rockies bullpen.
I would assume that's for Calhoun. Calhoun's hit the ball sharply 3 times tonight against Gray. And this is a jam shot to Nolan. Fletcher's thrown out. 2 gone, and here comes our old friend Eric Young Jr. again. EY, a fly ball to deep left and a ground ball to short.
The last 9 outs for John, ground ball outs.
Which is interesting because the first 9 outs were all in the air with the exception of a strikeout and 1 ground out. And then, of course, in the 4th inning, the ball was in the air quite a bit. Salt Lake City this year in AAA. EY hit 300, hit some home runs too, 5 of them. He was telling me before the ball game it's 3-0 now. You know, his little brother is on that
big star.
He's on a television show, and Eric recently on a day off, he said, "Yeah, I got to go hang out with him on the set and in his trailer." Actually, wasn't a trailer, but he has his own. Has his own room. And that's a base hit. Let's see if Buddy goes and brings in McGee with Calhoun coming up. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning.
3-1 count. Sliced into right field by EY. I think this is
a stall.
This is a stall. This was a sign from Buddy for Tony to go out there. And that'll be the night for John.
He goes 6 2/3. (5-3) the score. Back in a moment. By comparison, John Gray and Odrisamer Despaigne. Despaigne went 4+, allowed 2 runs, 6 hits. He walked 4, so the Rockies had 10 base runners. Unfortunately, 2 came around to score, and John's given up a couple home runs tonight. The big guys in their lineup, Trout and Ohtani. He's responsible with 2 outs for Eric Young at first base. Jake McGee will go left on left against Cole Calhoun, who's hitting .216 this year against lefties. Calhoun lined to center his first time up, and then a sharp single and a sharp double against John Gray. That's why Buddy said even with just 1 man on, he wanted the lefty McGee to face Calhoun.
Jake's working on a 4 2/3 scoreless streak. Pitched yesterday, an inning, had a strikeout.
And Young will draw another throw. EY's played in 25 ball games this year at the big league level. He's 5 stolen base attempts, and he's been successful 4 times. Former 30th round pick of the Rockies. Makes his home in Arizona now, as so many players do. Calhoun, another base hit. He's been locked in.
But everything has been the same for Cole. He's just pulled everything. Really drops onto that back side. Tilts the back shoulder down to get through that swing.
It is a unique looking swing, isn't it?
Well, and just the way he kind of holds the bat too.
So here's David Fletcher, 1 for 3, that push bunt in the 4th inning. He was on board for the Ohtani home run. When Ohtani hit that home run, it gave the Angels their first lead in 52 innings. McGee trying to get out of this little situation now, and that pitch is down low.
The Angels have been outscored by 20 runs during their 6-game losing streak.
And 5 of those ball games right here in Anaheim. .94 strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, if you're into run differential, one of the interesting things about the Rockies all year, they've had a negative run differential. They still have a negative run differential despite being 12 games above 500. The Angels are 5 games beneath 500, but they're plus 21 in run differential.
So at times it can be misleading what those numbers are.
Yeah, because you have to factor in blowouts. The Rockies have been so good in 1-run games, 21 and 13. But if you have been on the wrong end of some lopsided games more than you've been on the right end, it's going to affect that run differential. The reason I pointed out is that the Angels, you know, are a solid team. Not going anywhere this year in the American League West at 63 and 68. This is fouled off. One of their issues has been not only do they play in a tough division, as do the Rockies, of course, but when they've played the top couple of teams in the American League East, it hasn't been a contest. They're 0-6 against the Red Sox this year, and they went 1-5 against the Yankees.
Well, like you said, they had just been swept at home by the Astros. So that Seattle, how about the A's? I mean, they got, just like the Rockies, 3 other tough teams in their division.
Strike 3, and McGee gets Fletcher, And Fletcher not happy about it, but he doesn't have a lot of status to argue with Dan Bellino. So McGee will leave 2 men on. We'll go to the 8th. The Rockies trail by 2.
Friends Bud Black and Mike Scioscia tonight, enemies. They're trying to both win a baseball game in this series. It's 5-3 Angels over the Rockies. They were on the same staff. Bud Black was the pitching coach in his first coaching job under manager Mike Scioscia from 2000 to 2006. Of course, in 2002, as you just saw, they won the World Series. Great experiences together. Bud Black really attributes a lot of his style that he adopted as a manager in San Diego and both in Colorado, coming from his time under Mike Scioscia. And it's cool because Scioscia really dished out duties to all of those managers. Joe Madden also on that staff as the bench coach, Ron Renicky, who had managerial experience on that staff. And I just think it's really interesting that they grew in this game together, and it was the ideas and the philosophy, again, that Bud Black brought as a pitcher, Mike Scioscia as a catcher. They were able to come to an agreement on a lot of things that way, and really, again, a round table of thinking that Bud has brought to his approach with his current staff, you guys.
Yep, he credits Mike Scioscia with so much of how he goes about his business as a manager, of course, going back to all his years in San Diego. Right now, it's a 3-0 count on Ian Desmond. The Rockies with 6 outs to work with offensively. They trail 5-3 as they open up this week on the road in Southern California. Night started out fine for the Rockies. They took a quick 2-0 lead. Ball 4. So Desi walks. And now here comes David Dahl, and he's assuming there's going to be a pitching change, and he's right. He just stopped in his tracks. Mike Scioscia will walk to the mound and take the baseball from Anderson. So the Rockies continue to have a night where the leadoff man has gotten on in virtually every inning. They've had a lot of traffic. They got to bunch some hits together. Back in a moment. Rockies baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo customers get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by visiting wellsfargo.com/Rockies. At the Big A in Anaheim, the Rockies in the 8th inning trail 5-3. For the 7th time in 8 innings, the leadoff man has reached. Ian Desmond, a 4-pitch walk against Justin Anderson. And now Williams Jerez is in there, the only other lefty in the bullpen after Mike Scioscia used Jose Alvarez. Dahl swings and misses. It's 0-1.
Yeah, I was going to say, Drew, another one of the arms that the Angels got in the Ian Kinsler trade from Boston.
This guy was striking out a lot of guys in the International League, almost 12 per 9 innings.
Was 5th best in that league for Williams. Fastball sits at 96, changeup 87, slider 88.
Good eye. 2-1. With the lefty out there, Chris Iannetta, the former Angels, now in the on-deck circle.
Because as of now, there's nobody else warming up in the Angels pen.
Well, again, when you're managing and when you've done it as long as Mike Scioscia has, as long as Buddy Black has, Mike assumed that he was going to see Iannetta for Walters, but he's not warming anybody else up because he wants Jerez for Charlie Blackmon. He wanted him for Dahl and Blackmon, 2 guys that can tie the game with 1 swing. I know Walters has hit a home run already tonight, but that is far more unusual than a David Dahl hitting a home run, or certainly a Charlie Blackmon hitting a home run.
Yeah, and you know tomorrow's going to be a bullpen day as well.
Yeah, they have not listed a starter for tomorrow. It's Johnny Holstaff tomorrow. And Dahl draws a walk. Now the Rockies have 2 men on, nobody out. And coming up will be Iannetta. We know how patient Chris can be. Spent 4 years in an Angels uniform, traded by the Rockies for Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood rehabbing on the DL right now with the Cubs. Iannetta enjoyed his time here with the Angels. Part of their postseason team in 2014.
Became good friends with Vernon Wells Jr., shares the winery with up in Northern Cali.
And ball 1. Here's something you got to keep in mind. These kids we mentioned that the Angels got from Boston. The Angels are playing out the string. They're giving a long look and kind of initiating these 2 young guys, but these guys have like 2.5, 3 weeks in the big leagues in terms of service time.
So not only are they trying to learn here, but they're also saying,
protect the lead.
Yeah, I haven't been in this situation before at the major league level. Done it in the minor leagues, different story.
And Iannetta, true to form, takes another pitch. It's 2-0. It is incumbent. If the Rockies are to win this game, and this is Captain Obvious type of statement, they've had all the traffic. They're going to have to, which has been problematic of late, produce that big hit or a couple of big hits. Saved the 8th inning on Saturday. It's been hard to come by. Fouled off 2-1.
And if they're going to keep giving you the chances, eventually you've got to kick the door down.
Yeah, so the Rockies in the ball game have 9 hits. They have also received 8 walks. Think about that. No, excuse me. I looked at one. They've received 6 walks. Still, that's 15 base runners. And now it's 3-1.
And now for Chris, One pitch, one location, something that you can jump on.
Here's added incentive. The Giants beat Patrick Corbin and the Diamondbacks tonight 2-0. So the Rockies just a half game out. Tie them up with a win. Ball 4, and now they're loaded up for the 3rd time in this ball game. Charlie Blackmon coming up.
When the 2nd time tonight they've been loaded up with nobody out. They had that back in the 3rd inning.
3 straight walks.
Jim Johnson, the right-hander, is warming up now in the Angels bullpen.
Who's got a little more service time than some of these guys we've been talking about.
Hey, looking to come out to a game? There's always great Rockies ticket deals available. Bookmark Rockies.com/specials and check back throughout the rest of the season.
Top of the order, bases loaded, nobody out. Rockies trailing by 2.
Drew, I'm just going to say right now, Charlie's due with the bases loaded because this year he's 0 for 7. That's unlike Charlie. Come through right now.
He's walked 3 times tonight and then lined to Pujols in his only official at bat. Outside, ball 1.
Well, and now too, Williams is getting a little harder to throw the baseball.
Yep. And Charlie is one of the best hitters left on left in the game. Got to be patiently aggressive here, right? 2-0. And it's a great job.
But because the
spit
umpire,
on that pitch down. He's not going to give you a borderline pitch. You haven't demonstrated he can throw a strike.
You're a youngster too. Maybe a veteran, he would think about giving you something that was close.
Charlie better this year against lefties. 293 in his career. He's over 300. Williams Jerez facing his 3rd hitter. He's walked the first 2. Bases loaded, nobody out. 5-3 Angels. And this would maybe get a run home. At 3rd is Desmond, and he's not going to run. I thought he might because Young does not throw well.
But I think with nobody out and DJ coming up, the momentum where he was is real tough. And you can see there on the chart there, Eric, you'd probably run if there was 1 out. Mike Trout, if he's charging, you don't. And then Calhoun's got the strongest arm in the outfield, and that'll be it now for Williams. They'll go to the bullpen, bring in the righty, Jim Johnson.
5th man out of left field. Jim Johnson, our closer with Baltimore, is now on board. He pitched for Atlanta last year. Kind of been an up and down year. Lefties at 305, righties at 215. DJ's coming up. The Rockies see the bases loaded now 3 different times tonight. But that big hit has not come yet. Hopefully it comes right here with LeMahieu. So you go from a kid who's been in the big leagues less than 3 weeks in Jerez to Johnson, who has 177 career saves, and tonight is his 663rd big league game.
Those 177 saves is up there, 8th most among players on an active roster.
And at the bottom of the zone, he gets a strike. DJ, single and a double, line out, and a ground out. But he's been swinging it well tonight, 2 for 4.
And Johnson, a sinking fastball action. Tries to come over the top and turn the baseball over.
This ball lined to left, stay fair. It is a fair ball, grand slam.
Who's come up with bigger home runs the last week? Anybody?
Right down the line, David John LeMahieu, and the Rockies are on top 7-5. Took the third base umpire, the crew chief Tom Hallion, a moment to signal. What a swing of the bat by LeMahieu. Waiting for that big hit all night long.
Finally, point to the dugout. 12th home run, 46 RBIs for DJ. I was watching David Dahl as he hit third base, because you're right, Tom Hallion never really signaled. And Dahl was the one that was pointing home run.
DJ was almost at first base before he knew it. Then he pointed to the dugout. Think about his at-bats tonight. You know, DJ goes to the opposite field so frequently. This is bounced up the middle and on through. Another hit for Cargo. That's his 3rd tonight. But DJ has done all his damage on the pull side.
Couple base hits and that one. Think about his home runs now. What he's been able to do, the one to center field on the Saturday in Atlanta. Then another one on the Sunday, now this one here.
Such a clutch player, man. First career grand slam for DJ LeMahieu. Good time for it. Not that there's ever a bad time for it, this was a particularly good time for it. And everybody's going to get tacos tomorrow. With the Rockies hitting that magic number, do not forget to go to your participating Taco Bell location between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special. Live Moss at Taco Bell. Cargo takes off. This ball's well hit toward Young, and he'll make the catch. Nolan's retired. Cargo will retrace his steps. And that'll bring up Story.
Remember a couple innings ago, Drew, you and I were talking about the bullpen for the Angels. Okay, their ERA might have been okay, but everything else about it was bad. They were giving up some home runs.
They just weren't protecting leads late. And they haven't protected a lead tonight. The Rockies now have that, up 2. Adam Ottavino getting ready to go in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trevor Story here with 2 outs and Cargo at first. And that's a swing and a miss. Cargo's going to move up. That was not a foul ball.
That'll be the 2nd wild pitch tonight by the Angels. Again, same thing. Didn't drop the glove down. Went through the 5-hole of the catcher, Arcia.
The 8th inning, in some respects, looking ahead, becomes the 9th inning for Adam Ottavino, and hear me out. Because Otto is going to get Trout, Ohtani, and Pujols.
Well, sometimes that's where the game's won or lost. Sometimes it could be even the 7th inning. You know, if that guy comes in. But you're right. That's That's the teeth of the Angels lineup.
And the teeth have fangs.
Yeah, it's not just little incisors. They're pretty deep.
Absolutely. But the Rockies still hitting here. 1-1, and this ball is fouled off. Story comes through with 2 outs. Rockies could have a 3-run cushion. He played a lot of ball games here as a member of the Angels. This ballpark, it does not give up cheap home runs. I know the wall's lower there, but that's still almost 350 feet down the line.
And 347 down the line on the left side, 350 down the right side. And at night, you know, during the day the ball travels pretty good. You know, hot day here. A few home runs that have been hit tonight, the 2 by the Angels, 1 by the Rockies, they were legit.
And Story's gone. He looked at a fastball at 95. DJ LeMahieu says, I got everybody. Jump on board. First career grand slam for LeMahieu. What a time for it. The Rockies down 5-3, now lead at 7-5.
With his first grand slam, and that'll take us to our StatCast, which is brought to you by Subaru. 96.8 miles an hour off the bat, 24-degree launch angle. All it had to do was go over that wall, and it did at 362 feet to give the Rockies a 7-5 lead, and finally kind of get some mojo on your side after leaving so many runners on out there. And the Rockies ahead now be up to Adam Ottavino for the 8th inning, and the first guy he gets to face is Mike Trout.
Trout, a fly ball to right, drove in a run with a single and then hit a home run to left. He takes a slider for ball 1. Ottavino has 27 holds this year, which is 3rd most in Major League Baseball. And that slider's in there, 1-1.
I like the 93 strikeouts in 63 and a third innings.
It's crazy good. Two and one. All the offense for the Angels have come from the top of the lineup. Cole Calhoun's 3 for 4. Fletcher has a bunt base hit. We talked about Trout's work, and of course Ohtani has a 3-run home run on deck. Now it's 3-1. That home run by LeMahieu, the 14th go-ahead home run, 7th inning or later since July the 4th for the Rockies. Nobody else in baseball has more than 7, and that's not what you want to do. I know it's Mike Trout, but you're up by 2 runs.
Right.
You can tell just by the reaction that Otto's upset with himself. He was too careful with Trout. Now he's at first base, and you have the tying run coming up in Ohtani.
And a guy that's already hit a home run in this game. And now, too, even though the Angels are down by a couple runs with Mike Trout 21-23 stealing bases.
And he may very well go, even though they're down by 2, because Otto is slow to the plate.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Is I think he might take off first pitch.
Doesn't go, and that pitch is outside on Ohtani. Lefties have hit just 186 against Otto this year. Marked improvement from a year ago. And there's that slider touching the outside corner. 1-1. Ohtani, if you're wondering, tough man to double. He can really run.
But kind of too, sometimes when he's swinging, it looks like he's running as he's swinging coming out of the box, just because he has the momentum going towards first.
That's a strike. 1-2. Fouled off. Other reason Trout may not be going is to keep Desmond holding him on, open up that hole a little bit on that right side.
I think too for Ian, as he's coming off the bag, that he might just take a step and not a couple steps so he can keep that ball from going right down the line. So even a bigger hole there between first and second.
This is poked to left, and Dahl can't get it. He's got to field it on a hop. First and second, nobody out.
Well, this is a punch job to left. That was a half swing. He didn't even finish his swing, just trying to make sure he made contact. And David thought about laying out and then realized that he wasn't going to be able to get there. And if he did try to lay out for it, the ball might skip by. And one run would score, then Ohtani at minimum would be at second.
And here's where you'd love to get a ground ball, because if Albert hits a ground ball, it's almost a guaranteed double play. Pujols has been slumping of late, 1 for his last 22. If you were Mike Scioscia, you couldn't handpick 2 other guys he'd want on base, because Trout and Ohtani can fly. Ohtani represents the tying run. One strike, up in the zone.
Drew, you mentioned the double plays. You know you've played a long time when you've grounded into 374 of them in your career. Most all time.
And fastball again, up 1-1. Is that the most all time?
Yeah.
That's interesting. This year, he's grounded into a dozen. 1-1. Iannetta replaced Walters after he pinch hit for him naturally behind the plate. 2-1.
Adams had trouble throwing that slider, at least in the first 13 pitches.
I've said it a few times already the last several weeks, and I know we will collectively say it a number of times more as this season moves toward late September. Nothing easy. And that's, listen, man, they're saying the same thing in Arizona. They're saying the same thing in LA. Up the road, they're saying the same thing with any team that's involved in a playoff chase. It always feels that way. Here's the 2-1. No swing, and it's 3-1. Simmons on deck. A walk and a base hit. Bottom of the 8th, 2 Angels aboard. The Rockies lead 7-5. Nobody out.
A lot of oohs and ahs from the fans. What's left of the fans here in Anaheim. We fouled this one straight back. That one was up about the belt. I think Adams fortunate that that one didn't get hit in fair territory.
Yeah, he's had trouble, at least so far, getting the ball down in the zone.
Adam, I'd give one glance to second. I wouldn't worry about Trout too much, because this is a dangerous guy in Albert Pujols.
He lost him, bases loaded.
Walk, hit, walk, and nobody out now for Adam.
And you have Simmons coming up.
And then you get a pinch runner for Albert at first. Marte.
Jeffrey Marte. Simmons tonight. 2 ground balls to third and a pop to Nolan. And that skips up there. And the Rockies have gotten Sungwon Oh up.
I think you might see Bud or Steve Foster come out. If he throws one more ball here.
Adam has been so good. And this is bounced foul. It's impossible to be impeccable every night, right?
Yeah, it is, but you almost expect it from Adam. He did this the other day against St. Louis, too. They had bases loaded, real sticky situation. He only gave up 1 earned run in that game against the Cards.
In the air to right field. Cargo near the line. Foul ground, makes the catch. Here comes Trout. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not going to get him. Great throw, though. And not too many guys other than Mike Trout perhaps would have scored on that. Fargo threw a perfect bullet to the plate. It's now a one-run game. Also tagging was Ohtani.
So he goes to third, but Cargo has to worry about that wall and then gets behind that baseball. Trout gets in just in time on the slide, but what an arm. Perfect hop for Chris to try to do the swipe tag. Good speed by Trout. And it wouldn't have mattered there. I know some people say, well, Cargo, maybe you should have tried to throw to third. It wouldn't have mattered.
That's an even longer throw.
Exactly. But and Ohtani was tagging up too. The good thing that he did was kept the ball low enough to make sure that Marte at first couldn't advance to second. Put the winning run at second base.
Here's Arcia. He's 0 for 3. Seven, 6 game.
How's the blood pressure, Drew? Good?
You know, hanging in there.
Okay.
There's a strike, 1-1. And again, if you get a ground ball here, even though Arcia is coming out of the left side of the box, you're going to have a decent chance to turn it over against the catcher. Caleb Cowart's on deck. He came in for Ward defensively. Runner going, fouled off.
Well, he had a good jump too.
Two strikes. See if Otto can get that punch out.
Well, if he gets the punch out and Marte takes off, it's the old dilemma. You try to throw through. I don't think you do. I think you come up with a big hard pump fake and then look to third with Ohtani.
Marte not going, and that's strike 3. And Arcia knew it at the plate. 2 outs. And now it'll come down to Ottavino facing the switch hitter Cowart in his first at bat tonight.
He was looking slider, and they came with the express. Great call by Chris and Adam because Arcia knew it. He knew it immediately. Thinking slider, no, fastball. Guessed wrong.
Inside on Cowart. Cowart, a 26-year-old, former first-round pick. And that misses, 2-0. Cowart, in his big league career, got to the Angels for 34 games in 2015. Similar in 2016. A few more last year, below 200. It's 3-0. And stealing second on that pitch was Marte. Cowart's also 3 for his last 28.
Yeah, that's a 107 average. Also on deck is the switch hitter Eric Young Jr.
Oh, the storylines. Didn't give in with a fastball. It's 3-1.
I just wanted a drama-free 8th. I didn't need any more storylines.
Well, typically with Otto, you don't get any drama, right?
Yeah.
The year he's had. He lost him. Now they're loaded up. for Eric Young Jr. And Buddy is coming out. Also 28 pitches, and he's going to bring in O, who's been outstanding in a Rockies uniform. Had to do that much this year, if ever. We'll come back. Songwon Oh coming in. Now 7-6, they're 2 outs, the bases are loaded. Adam Ottavino gave up a hit and walked 3. He's been replaced by Songwon Oh. He'll try to get the former Rocky Eric Young Jr.
Yeah, and it's a good time right now. You can put, you check your beats with your pulse, because that's what we got right now. I mean, this is Rockies baseball 2018.
That's the way it's going to roll, but right now, O, who's been unscored upon in every one of his Rockies outings except one, will try to get Young. That's down low.
Well, I think you had to go get Adam, too, because with the 3 walks, he'd thrown 28 pitches, only 13 for strikes. Nobody feels worse right now than Adam. He's just hoping that his teammate can pick him up.
Hard to be perfect, and he's been pretty darn close to it this year.
That he has.
Swung on and missed, 1-1. One thing, even if the Angels fail to score here an additional run, what they've done here is guaranteed them that Trout will hit next inning. Out of play, 1-2.
Yeah, you're hoping you wouldn't see him again.
Well, in a perfect world, it was Trout, Ohtani, Pujols. If one guy reads Simmons, then you'd have the bottom of the order for Wade Davis in the 9th. Didn't work out that way. Now O's got to finish the inning, keep the Rockies in front. He's ahead 1-2 on Eric Young Jr. 2-2. Couldn't get him to chase.
No, and a good block from Chris. Ohtani's just coming down the line pretty far because Nolan's playing away from the bag. You can see the distance on that shot there, so base runner can get off on a secondary as far as the third baseman is off. So almost about 55 feet away from home by the time the ball's delivered.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
They've been attacking EY up with the fastball. He's lucky that that one was just fouled off. Everything up in the Subaru strike zone.
Here we go again, 2-2.
Well, this is the pitch you wanted on the 2-2. You don't want it to get to 3-2 where the action and the base runner's taken off with the pitch.
Guess what? 3-2.
Now you get action with the pitch.
Infielders reminding themselves we got to go across the diamond. And
They're
of
also
course, Young runs well.
Also reminding yourself if it's just out of your reach, you got to dive to keep that runner from going.
3-2. Softly hit, and it's over Story's head. It's going to score 2. And the Angels take the lead 8-7.
It kept going up. Finally is able to fight it off enough to drop it into center field, and with the runners going, Jeffries is able to, Marte's able to score. What a wacky 8th inning this has been. Eric Young Jr. came in hitless into the game, 0 for his last 19.
Rockies get the grand slam. Finally get that big hit. DJ LeMahieu supplying it. And now they find themselves down again, 8-7. And Cole Calhoun, all he's done is hit line drives tonight. He's 3 for 4. The one time the Rockies got him out, it was a missile right at Charlie Blackmon. Young, the first and third situation, and now the Angels up could put more pressure on the Rockies. Rockies will have Holiday, Desmond, and Dahl in the top of the 9th. I always talk about baseball symmetry. To win games, you got to play well in all aspects. And tonight, the bullpen, which has been so reliable lately. Yeah, the bullpen took on took a lot of heat different portions of this year. Lately they've been good, and of course nobody's been better than Ottavina.
And even in that St. Louis series, they had to pick up a lot of innings, 15 innings in the St. Louis series, but they only allowed 2 earned runs. I know there was some more, but there were some errors in there, but just 2 earned runs in those 15 innings.
Yeah. It's a 2-0 count on Calhoun.
This is where this guy's scary, ahead in the count.
David Fletcher's on deck.
I just saw Bud motion to Chris Iannetta. Be smart. I mean, okay, you got the right-hander on deck. Don't just lay one in there because he will be swinging.
So they're loaded up again. That's 4 walks in the inning. And now with Fletcher coming up, 9 have come to bat here in the 8th inning. For some reason tonight, it seems like an epidemic. Not that you don't try to pitch up in the zone at times, but it seems like, you know, John Gray, Otto, and now O have been up more frequently than they want to be. Breaking ball, Story, it's got to go across the diamond, and he throws it away. 2 runs have scored. And this inning is an absolute disaster. He wanted to go to LeMahieu, and then when he checked, he realized with Young running, or excuse me, with Calhoun running, he didn't have the force out. And he hurried his throw to get Fletcher, who runs well, and he was nowhere near Desmond.
Just watch the footwork of Trevor. So he gets it, and then he throws flat-footed to first base. Wanted to go to second and then flat-footed. When you do that, you'll drop your arm and you'll sail the baseball. So no step, flat-footed. And then when you throw flat-footed, you try to rush it, the ball goes on you.
This has been hard to watch.
I mean, you were up 7-5.
And now you're down by at least 3, and Trout's at the plate. Great block. You know what, in a microcosm, this reminds me of Saturday and Sunday. The top of the 8th inning, you're elated, just as you were late on Saturday night when the Rockies 0-0 game, the 7th, Holiday hits the goosebump home run, and the Rockies are up for 8, win in blowout fashion. And then you have the, you know, the clunker yesterday where Tyler Anderson really struggled, and you're down 6-0 after a half inning. And you go in this game, you go up, that misses. You go up 7-5, the dramatic grand slam from LeMahieu.
And you have it set up like you want.
You have it set up just like you want it. Ottavino will handle the 8th, Wade Davis the 9th. You'll go shake hands. Great start to the road trip. And you talk about a meltdown inning. Two and 2.
You were worried about
and had
Trout.
Story been able to make that play, and you still go to the you go to the dugout, and it's a 1-run game.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. You played a ton of games as a big league shortstop, and we know how gifted Trevor is defensively. Was that for you a mental error as much as a physical error?
Yes.
In that he should have had in his mind, I got to go to first the whole way, because you're not holding the runner on, obviously, at first. He runs well. He's got a huge lead.
Exactly, and that's why, because he's got the big lead and he runs well. Just go ahead and go across the diamond.
Trout walks. Now the bases are loaded again. The inning that won't end. Here comes Ohtani.
Well, when you walk 5 guys in an inning, bad things are going to happen. I mean, 5 guys, and it started with the first batter of this inning, Mike Trout, walking. when you had the 2-run lead. And now he walks again.
Ohtani punched a single left earlier in the inning after the Trout walk. This is crushed. If it's fair, it's a slam. It is a foul ball. He went back in there again. That probably shocked Ohtani.
That shocked me.
Ohtani thought it was inside. 2-strike count. This kid just recently turned 24. The last guy to hit 14 home runs in a season, 15 now, and win 4 ball games on the mound was none other than George Herman Ruth.
1918, 1919 for George Herman Ruth.
This is just appearances. Matt Davidson's on that list because that's the new wave this year. If you're getting blown out, you throw a position player. Strike 3 on Ohtani. Damage done. Significant damage. 5 runs come around. The Rockies complicit with all the walks, and now the Rockies have 3 outs to overcome a 3-run deficit. All right, guys, thanks very much. Matt Holliday will face Noe Ramirez, who does not have a big league save. And that fastball is up, ball one. As much of a disaster as that bottom of the eighth was, to underscore how difficult a pill that is to swallow, you almost don't realize it until you look at the scorebook. 1-1. There were only 2 hits in that inning by the Angels. They scored 5 runs, and they were punch hits. The punch hit by Ohtani that landed in front of David Dahl, and then the punch huge hit by Young just over the head of Trevor Story. And this is a fly ball to center field.
She gave him
1 out.
6 freebies, the 5 walks and the 1 error.
Time for the Coors Light refreshing finish. We thought this was going to be the refreshing finish. Down 5-3, bases loaded. Rockies on a night where they had not produced a big hit, got the biggest of them all. The grand slam, first of DJ LeMahieu's career. It's going to be a celebratory evening. But now the Rockies are down by 3, and they have only 2 outs remaining with Desmond at the plate. Desmond tonight 0 for 3. He walked and scored in the 8th on the grand slam. Here's the 1-1. Some of the lines tonight, if you keep a book at home, keep stats, some do. 6 2/3 for John Gray, 5 runs, all earned, 7 hits, no walks. He struck out only 1, which is the fewest he's ever struck out in a performance that lasted 6 innings or more. That 1 strikeout was noteworthy, his 500th career strikeout. This is lined to right, but standing there is Calhoun, 2 outs. Ottavino, 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, 3 earned on 1 hit. He walked 3, struck out 1.
For O, as of now, 1/3 of an inning, had 1 run, 1 hit, but that 1 run was unearned because of the error.
David Dahl tonight, a double back in the 4th, also a walk, 1 for 3. Rockies will have Kyle Freeland tomorrow. Gives you arms and legs and elbows. He doesn't throw that hard.
Yeah, but that's where the ball doesn't come out like you expect somebody doing that. Arms and legs and elbows, you think it's going to be 99, not 89.
1-2. And he went, and that is all for the Rockies. They lose tonight to begin a 6-game road trip. A punch to the gut, tough loss, bad loss, disappointing loss. All adjectives apply. You had a 7-5 lead in the 8th, and You give up 5 on just 2 hits. Johnson gets the win. Ottavino takes the loss. And Ramirez has his first big league save. Final score 10-7 Angels to our Denver studios. And here's the boys again, Connor and Corey, guys.